I'm Mr. T. This is the Film Freestyle Lesson. In this lesson, we're going to cover Premiere's workspaces and layout. One of the cool things about Premiere is that you can customize the workspace and the layout to whatever you want. Organize it to whatever makes the most sense for you, your team, and the project that you're working on. At the very top of Premiere, there's a whole bunch of different tabs. These are different layouts that are pre-designed for you to work with.
So for example, if you want to try learning, you can hit learning. There you go. And here are some cool little movies here that kind of can walk you through the process and teach you some different ways to go about it. So if I'm not very effective, you can try one of these.
The editing layout is a really good starting point and probably where you're going to be about 90% of the time. But you should check out some of the other layouts like graphics and effects and color. Premiere is made up of a bunch of different panels, and each of these panels has a different purpose. The first big panel that you should be familiar with is your project bin. The project bin is where all of your media goes when you bring it into Premiere. Imagine it's like a really big bucket, and it has all of your assets, all of your videos, all of your photos, all of your audio, music, sound effects. Everything that you bring into your project goes here. Another important panel that you should know about is the source monitor. The source monitor allows you to look at things that are in your bin.
I can double-click something here in my project bin, and it will show up here in my source monitor, and I can scrub through it, and I can look at it and see what's here in my project bin.
Now, another really important panel where you do most of your work is the timeline. Now, the timeline is where you create all of your sequences, which ultimately become your finished scene or movie.
Once you bring in media into the timeline, you'll see time codes here, and you'll see video tracks here, and you'll see audio tracks here. You can always add more video tracks or more audio tracks as you need them. If you need to make a video track invisible, you can always hit this little eyeball here. If you need to mute the audio of a track, you can hit the mute button. Or if you want to solo a track and just listen to that one audio track, you can hit that button as well.
One of the most important panels in Premiere is your program monitor. Here you can play back all the changes and edits that you've made in your timeline and preview what ultimately will become your finished product.
This window here allows you to change how large your preview is. It doesn't actually change the finished product at all in any way, but it can change your view of the preview. So here I can play back a video and it will show up here in my timeline. You can always play back the video by pressing this play button right here, or simply by pressing the space bar on your keyboard.
Again, you can customize the interface of Premiere however you want. You can move these panels around just by clicking them and dragging them to different locations. There's no right or wrong way, and you should organize this in a way that you're most comfortable with and what makes the most sense for you, your workflow, and your project.
If you accidentally close something, oh no, I closed my timeline. If you accidentally close something and you need to bring it back, all you got to do is just come up here to the window and find what it is that you're trying to bring back and check it, and lo and behold, it's back. If things get all jumbled and confused and you don't want it to look the way that it looks, you can always just reset your layout by going to Workspace and reset to saved layout. And everything kind of goes back to the default layout that you have selected up here.
Now, most of the computers at Freestyle have a dual monitor setup. That means you have two monitors that you can work with when editing in Adobe Premiere. A lot of professional editors will take their program monitor panel and move it over to a second monitor so that they can preview their work in full screen. Other editors like to take their project bin and move that panel over to a second monitor so that they can see all of their assets in one big place. Still, other editors will span the entire program over both monitors so that they have a nice, long, extended timeline to work with. Again, there's no right or wrong way. You should organize and customize Premiere into the layout that makes the most sense to you and the project that you're working on. And that's the basics of organizing and customizing the workspaces and layout of Premiere.